Welcome to this video, dear learners. We continue our topic in digestion. So we've looked at quite a number of topics and quite a number of topics under this digestion. We started with nutrition. So if you are new to this video, if it's your first time, you can just go and watch the previous videos starting with nutrition so that you can be able to follow what we've been doing so far. So when we talked about nutrition, we said we're going to start with holozoic nutrition. That's a type of nutrition which is carried out by mammals. So holozoic nutrition is a type of nutrition which is under heterotrophic nutrition, whereby the organisms here are not able to make their own food, hence they simply rely on other animals. Okay, so they simply rely on other animals to provide for them food. So under holozoic nutrition, there are about 5 processes that will take place. Okay, and the first one is ingestion. Okay, we discussed this. We said this is where you're putting anything in the mouth. Okay, digestion is what we're just winding up today, which is the breakdown of food into simple soluble ones that can be then absorbed, okay, by the process called absorption. And then we have assimilation and digestion as in our last video. Okay, so in this video we're simply going to look at we are finishing off digestion, and also look at a bit of what absorption. Okay, so we have the digestive system here, the diagram showing the digestive system. You have the mouth there, what we call the buccal cavity. You have the esophagus, you have the stomach, the duodenum, the large intestine, the ileum, the pancreas, and the liver. Okay, so we're going to look at digestion. Here we looked at digestion in the mouth. Okay, in the mouth we looked at digestion. In the stomach we finished digestion. The duodenum we finished. So now we're just going to look at digestion in the ileum as well, part of the jejunum. Okay, so the main secretion here. So when you are discussing digestion, you need to understand the secretion. Okay, so the secretion here is secreted by the intestines. Okay, and it's called intestinal juice. Okay, and this intestinal juice in the ileum, okay, it will secrete what we have. They have these enzymes: lactase, okay, maltase, sucrase, peptidase, and lipase. Okay, so let's just look at what happens here during digestion. Okay, so so here what we have discussed so far is that in the mouth, okay, in the mouth, and then stomach, and also in the duodenum. Okay, so in the mouth we said the starch being broken down, and this starch was broken down to maltose. In the stomach, what was broken down is protein, and this protein was broken down to peptides. Okay, and in the duodenum here we were breaking down starch. We also were breaking down proteins. We were also breaking down lipids. Okay, and this starch was also again converted. Starch was converted to maltose, proteins to peptides, lipids were converted to fatty acids and glycerol. So that's in the duodenum. Okay, so now what is happening here in the jejunum and the ileum? So in the ileum, okay, and the ileum, this maltose, okay, the maltose now is then broken down to what? Okay, to glucose. Okay, the maltose is then converted to glucose. This is done by maltase. Okay, maltase. Then the peptides are broken down to amino acids, and this is done by peptidase. Okay, so you have glucose and amino acids. Okay, then you also have lactose, eh? So lactose is broken down to galactose and glucose. You have sucrose, which is broken down to fructose plus glucose. The enzymes here, you have sucrase and lactase. Okay, maltase, peptidase, lactase, and sucrase. Okay, and finally the digestion of lipids continues. These are broken down to fatty acids plus glycerol. Okay, fatty acids plus glycerol. This is done by lipase. Okay, so this is digestion in the ileum. Okay, so these are these sides now. What is on this side? These are called end products. Okay, these are called end products of digestion. Okay, they are known as end products of what? Of digestion. Okay, so now these, since they are end products of digestion, they are now ready for absorption. Okay, so these are now what? They are ready for absorption. It can then be absorbed. Okay, so that's the final stage, the last stage under digestion. So you're going to end up with glucose, amino acids, galactose and glucose, fructose and glucose, fatty acids and glycerol, and these should be absorbed. Okay, so now what is absorption? Okay, so absorption, it is simply the process by which end products of digestion get into the bloodstream. What are the end products of digestion? Okay, so the end products of digestion are these here: glucose, amino acids, galactose, fructose, fatty acids, and glycerol. So these are end products of digestion. So the process by which these end products of digestion get into the bloodstream, okay, this is what we call absorption, and absorption will take place in the ileum. Okay, the ileum is specialized to carry out absorption. Okay, and this is because it has got some features that makes it more adapted for this process. Okay, and one of these features is that the ileum is very long. Okay, and this is simply to increase the surface area, and once the surface area is increased, you have increased absorption since it's long. Okay, the adaptations of the ileum for absorption. It has got a thin epithelium. Okay, this thin epithelium will increase the efficiency of diffusion, and all this will bring about increase in absorption. Okay, increase in absorption. It also has got villi and microvilli. The increased surface area, all this will increase absorption. Lastly, it has got what we call lacteo. Okay, lacteo is simply facilitating absorption and transportation of fatty acids and glycerin. These are transported into the what we call the lymphatic system. Okay, the lymphatic system. So just look at the diagram of a villi once it is zoomed in. Okay, so this is the diagram of a villus. Okay, so as you can see, the ileum. Okay, so it is found in the ileum. Okay, found in the ileum, and there are many of these structures called villus, okay, in the ileum. So we said it has got an epithelium which is thin. Okay, the epithelium, it is what? It is very thin. This is what? Increased diffusion, which will increase absorption. Okay, it is very thin that structures are able to move to and fro. Okay, it is very, very thin. Okay, so we have the arterial blood coming in here, and the venous blood from the venues going out here. Okay, so now you have this lacteo, which we're talking about, which specializes in absorbing and what we said, lacteo for absorption and transportation of fatty acids and glycerin. Okay, so then you have the capillaries here. Okay, so you have gases also coming in and going out. Okay, so that's the whole process and absorption. Okay, so this diagram can come in the ECZ questions. Okay, so if you have any question, please leave it in the comment section, or you can as well contact me